We are in the house.
Yes, we are.
Listen, y'all, welcome to Asset Alchemy 369. All things crypto, finance, stocks, deep wisdom, and the deep understanding for where we're about to go.
I love it.
It's go time.
I love it.
But listen, y'all, we are not giving you any financial advice because we're on the journey as well. And what me and my brother, my name is Justin, of course, and this is my brother, Chris. And we are here today because there is something that we are both pregnant with. We've been through a lot in life. We've learned a lot in life. And we both have careers and trades that we are both experts in our own way, rightfully. And this has nothing to do with that.
100%. And we just want to invite y'all for the ride. Take this journey with us. Let's take this journey together.
Because, Chris, I would like you to, man, go ahead, give a little context, give a little intro of who you are so that people can get to know you a little better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. My name's Chris, and I'm an entrepreneur. I've been in the field of entrepreneurship and painting and construction and stuff like that. And right now I'm just on a different journey, man. I'm still in the same field, still doing my thing. But now I'm getting to an age where I want to progress. I want to take it to the limits. I want to see what else I can do and really just grow in the financial field.
Amen to that, bro. And I'm right there behind you. My name is Justin, guys. I am the content creating realtor, licensed real estate agent and content creator, owner of Just Bless Media. And the one thing that I've learned throughout the years, Chris, is just content is a way to build so many things. But more than that, it's a way to build community and to impact one another with our stories and our findings and what we know to be true. And me and you, we have a lot of great conversations. You were actually in town this week, and I don't know the next time you'll be in this studio physically. Of course, we will have virtual sessions, but we decided to just jump all in. Just take advantage of this opportunity and be present, not just with one another, but with you guys as well.
Absolutely.
So there was a lot of intentionality and thought that went into creating this YouTube channel, the name of it, what we're going to do, the things we're going to talk about. And I just invite you guys, if you're watching this, go ahead and subscribe and stay tuned because we're all going after the same thing, and that's success, right? We're all going after success, and I really believe that in order to get success, you have to have a lot of failures, right?
Absolutely.
Somebody may see you in the 12th year, but they didn't see the first 10 years, right? And I know me and you've been through so much in life. We've had been friends almost 10 years, and we were just talking about that. Our friendship has been tested, but we decided we may not be where we want to be financially in the midst of our goals, but we're right where we need to be in the sense of in our lives, the present, just being present, and both having a background in ministry, working with people hands-on and really having a heart for people. And we decided, listen, we're just going to do it.
That's it, man.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it. So we do want to see something real quick. We want to see, honestly, we want to see what's going on with XRP. So
Let's do it.
Listen, where is XRP at right now, Chris?
I believe it's at 255, 260.
XRP, where are we at? Where's the bubble? Where is the bubble? Okay, look at 263.
263.
Let me see. I might have
That's the high for the day, probably.
Yeah. See, I know my portfolio up though. But so I heard you just on the phone with somebody. What advice would you give somebody right now when it comes to investing in crypto?
Honestly, jump all in, man. Really jump in. I think that it's inevitable. I really believe that we're in the process of full adoption into real life, and I think it's going to happen a lot faster than people think that it's going to.
Especially with Trump getting elected and the whole everybody that he has chosen to be on his team. It's like almost everyone is all pro crypto, and it's just really an opportunity for that adoption to take place. You get what I'm saying?
It's the changing of the guard. We're watching it happen. And the crazy part is, too, is I talk to a lot of millennials, or was the group before us? Was it Gen X? We're millennial, right?
I think Gen Z is like the newer generation,
Gen
right?
Z, I believe, is the newer one. And what's the ones before? Not baby.
Boomers.
Is it boomers?
I think it's boomers.
So when I talk to the older generation, most of them have no clue of what crypto is.
They're Gen
Gen
X.
X? Okay.
Yep.
So Gen X, for the most part, the ones that I've experienced, they don't understand it. They can't grasp it. And even millennials, we have a hard time trying to really grasp what crypto is and what full adoption of crypto would look like. But I feel like the Gen Z is really like the ones who are going to be in position to fully take advantage of the transition. I do believe that there's a major wealth transfer coming.
And I feel like we were talking about this earlier. Imagine, and this is a great place for your imagination to just go wild, right?
Okay.
Because most people miss Bitcoin, and it's already at 100K, and we're hoping by next year it's at 200K, 250. And even if that takes place, it's going to still not be hard to really make money, but you're never going to make the amount you could have made if you bought it when it was $1.
Right.
50 cents, $5. People that just loaded the boat. But now's an opportunity where there's an asset that is available to us, and it's on discount right now. It's on sale.
Absolutely.
Even though it might have hit the highs, right? It's still on sale. In the scheme of where we're going, today we're going to be getting some great news that the 60 Minutes is taking place, right? So we can't wait to have some dialogue for you guys about what we think about that. And like we said, we're in no means financial advisors. We're in no means experts at this stuff, but this is something that we are all in on.
100%.
I was telling you the other day, bro, like I keep like maybe $100 in my regular bank account nowadays,
Right.
but everything is just in crypto.
Battery die.
But yeah, so what I was saying is I'm all in, bro. Like I don't even use a bank account anymore. Like even for my business, right? Like when I get an invoice paid, like that direct deposits into my Robinhood account, and I just buy whatever asset I'm buying at that time. And what we did want to do today is go through a couple of plays that you may want to consider getting into.
Now, but hold on, I want to touch off
Go ahead,
what
please.
you just said, because that's what Bitcoin was created for.
Mm.
Bitcoin was created after the 2008 crash when the banks were failing.
Right.
They knew that we needed a new system, that the old system isn't working anymore. So they created Bitcoin so that we didn't need the banks anymore. We had
Right.
a new store value. And I think what you just said is exactly what it's going to be like. Instead of
Right.
the bank accounts, it just comes to, and honestly, I think after this bull run, there's a major possibility that this is where full adoption comes into place, because Bitcoin hitting 100K is just proof of the trust that's being gained around it.
And now with social media, with so many influencers and so many just people talking about it, with
Right.
the amount of publicity we're getting. Trump was at the Bitcoin conference, right? Like it is just everywhere. It is all over. And that's why, Chris, I really feel like we both have some just interesting points of view when it comes to crypto, because how we're both just like in it right now, how we're both utilizing it, our investing strategy. We both have so much more to learn. And that's why we wanted to take this journey, right? Because as we find new things, as we learn more, as we research more, we're going to have a lot to share with you. So if you could be so kind, hit that like button and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's go. We did it, baby. We are on TV, mama. But yeah.
And another thing too, man, I really want to give a shout out to this new generation. I see them on TikTok. I see that learning stocks and trades and meme coins and altcoins and doing all this stuff, and the way they come together, and it's how passionate they are about it. This new generation. When I was growing up, it was more about hanging out in the streets and the parks and doing stupid stuff. with them at such a young age,
They have the world in their pocket.
yes,
Like,
bro.
because
the
when we were in high
opportunity.
school, it was so limited what we could do on our cell phones. We was talking about that a couple of times. Like, we had the chirps and all of that.
And it wasn't what YouTube is today. There was no TikTok live.
Bro.
And now you got kids like Kai Cenat. Like, I want to shout out to Kai Cenat, man.
Yeah, bro.
Doing his thing. That whole squad, the AMP squad, and the energy that they're bringing.
Aiden Ross, even. All of them,
Ross,
bro.
Like, they're just doing their thing, man. And they're utilizing social media in a way that is inspiring, and it's just awesome to watch. It really is.
Let's look real quick. Let's take a look at the 2024 election. Who won the election? Donald Trump, of course. But why did he win? Right. Because he was willing to outwork his competitor, right? The way to win in 2024 and now for the rest of the time is going to be to leverage independent media such as small-time influencers, podcasters, those that are building an audience or have an audience. Of course, Joe Rogan, one of the greats, legendary in this space. But people are really understanding that the more you can get on those platforms, the higher chances you have of getting seen by the audience base that most likely wouldn't have known you, right? And shout out to Barron Trump, the genius behind his dad's campaign, because one of Trump's children actually, I think it was Eric's wife, on the PBD podcast, she was saying how there was plenty of times she was in the car with her father and Barron would call and say, hey, Dad, you got to go on this podcast, or you got to go over here to this baseball game, to this stadium. You got to do this. And his dad, everybody say what you want about Trump, but he listens to his base. He knows when somebody's coming from a place of, okay, you know what you're talking about. And he won the campaign, right? And that's just the template now for any politician moving forward. Like, those days of being able to manipulate through the media are done, right? That's another reason why we started this channel, is because me and you, we both understand this. Me and my profession, I help a lot of business owners build their digital assets and their channels and their brands online. And for me, it doesn't make any sense not to continuously try to reinvent myself through digital media. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And that's what we're doing here, because we don't know if you really needed to hear this today. You're making the right decision, though. Keep investing in crypto. But even more than that, right, is like, just keep being tuned into something and someone, and a few people at that. You know, find your list of favorite podcasters that you resonate with, that you can identify with, that you feel comfortable with,
that you trust.
Exactly.
Like, you can trust them, you know. And I think that's really what we're seeing, because there's, you know, I love PBD, another salute, PBD. I'm grateful for him and I trust him. But a lot of people that I talk to that never heard of PBD or don't watch him, they listen to people that they trust. And This is a whole new development of media, and I love it. I think it's awesome.
And it just gives so much more opportunity for the everyday average Joe that is passionate about something, for them to just document their process. Right. You know what I mean? Because that's really what this is. We're just documenting our process and being willing to put it out there. Lose, win, or draw. But the fact that we're learning and we're applying ourselves and we're growing is everything. What else do you think we can offer our audience on the channel, Chris? Like, what comes to your mind, right? Like, we got the alchemy, we got the wizard logo and everything, but
hence even the word alchemy, the alchemist. It's the process of personal growth.
I never even knew that.
Yeah, man. Like, it's crazy. The alchemists back in the day, they used to be burned at the stake because they were considered witches and all this stuff. So what they did was they hid it, and they used to say that alchemy was the process of removing lead from, or removing, removing the stuff that's not needed out of metals. But what it really was, removing the stuff not needed within us. You know, it's personal growth. Yeah, it's amazing, man.
Dang, bro, you just really flipped my head with that one.
Yeah, it's like they had the alchemists, the ones that studied alchemy. They used to have to do it like underground type stuff because so that they won't be burned at the stake or killed or anything like that.
And the one thing I've always valued about you and our friendship is I think we both have a different like thought process when we think about things and where we're coming from. But with me and you, it always leads back to the same place somehow. And it's really good to never, because we never agree with each other because we agree with each other. So we have to work through it sometimes, go back and forth a little bit. Oh, okay, oh yeah. And we just really wanted to share that with the world because, bro, at the end of the day, like we said before, we don't know when, we don't know how, but we know where we're going. And that is to the moon. So
XRP, baby, come through. And honestly, man, it's just, bro, I'm just grateful. I'm really just grateful for so much today, so much at this moment. Like, I just feel like I'm in a place of gratitude, and I just feel it within my soul, man. And it's awesome. It's charging. It's inspiring. I don't know. Life has its struggles every day, but I just feel like right now in this moment, in the present moment, it's just amazing. I don't know what's going to come out of this or where this is going to go or what takes place. But like you said earlier, I feel like we're both pregnant.
The process, bro.
Yes, like, man.
I think this is the most beautiful place that anyone can be, right? Is the place of the imagination. Because we sat here and we spent some time today, bro. We laughed, we cried, we shared our heart, we broke bread.
Right.
We also dug into the computer a little bit. I was showing you how I use AI, how we can utilize it to work smarter, not harder. Right. Instead of hiring someone for a thing, we create a bot for a thing. It expands your mind. I feel like there's not enough time in the day because I could be stuck just in imagination land with what I'm learning, what I'm working on. It's just that flow, that natural exchange of energy and focus. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the difference maker, right? Going into the year, it's like you got to go into the year building momentum. You got to go into the year with accountability. You got to go into the year with purpose, mission driven, and while you're doing that, you got to go in with a community of people. I think we've been hurt by a lot of people and damaged, so we're going to create our own community, guys.
Right.
We're going to leave you guys over there, and we're going to create our own community. And I think just sharing all of this is great context for our first video and to be able to just put it all on the line because there's no, like we were saying today, there's no escaping us, right? You have to deal with things at some point. And going into this year, it's important for anyone watching this. The things that you've been ignoring, stop ignoring them, right? The things that you need help with, get help, get accountability. It's not easy to be vulnerable with everybody, but that's why you got to tune into our channel, be a part of the private events we do offline on Zoom, and just stay tuned in to what we're saying because like me and you were saying, we're at that place where like we're present, and if we're going to do something, we're going to do it, and we're just going to take it step by step and let each step unfold. And I really feel like we can help a lot of people, and it reminds me of when we used to do ministry together. You know what I'm saying? Because this is ministry, baby. The ministry of crypto.
Yeah, that's finest, baby. I got a question for you, bro.
Go ahead.
Because we're on the topic of ministry and all this.
Let's get it.
How do you think spirituality coincides with finances?
Oh, I think even more, right? Like in order to invest, right, you have to have faith, right? Because what if it goes down and you lose all your money? So that's one thing. You have to trust that God is leading you and giving you wisdom. And I feel there's just like this principle that, like we talked about a lot today, stuff that is I can't pinpoint where I got it or what I'm trying to say, but it's like a feeling or I learned it somewhere. But like I remember someone told me and it's just this thing, like what you give attention to grows, right? If you're not giving attention to your finances, it's not going to grow, right? The same thing with investing. If you're not giving attention to investing, you're never going to save and have money, right? But that moment you are hyper focused on investing and all you do is invest And now, just to give context, we're not saying put your whole life savings into XRP because there are some other good plays and assets,
Right.
and you should diversify, of course.
Put the mortgage on it.
But essentially, yeah, like you have to be in that place where everything is going towards something bigger, right?
Right.
And that you're believing in that, whatever that thing is. And the one thing we have in commonality is crypto. I do love Palantir. It's my favorite stock to buy now. Right. This is not financial advice, but that has been something that has, out of all the crypto and money I made, and like I shared with you before, I use crypto as like an exchange of value, and I just have crypto over here for this, for that, and it's easier to just cash out and use for money just because, I don't know. But now I'm at a place where like this XRP, I'm just loading because I'm waiting for the big pump, baby. Just saying all that to say this is, yeah, I don't even know. I got lost in that thought.
Oh, good. We were talking about spirituality and finances.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm really trusting, and I really believe in Chris that like 5-10 years from now, like we're gonna be like on the crazy like vacation. Yo, all of this stuff actually worked, right? You know what I mean? All of the hard work, all of the investing, because let's just look at context, right? Let's say this channel gets monetized, we make money from this channel. It is all going into crypto. Right. We're just gonna have a shared crypto account. You know what I mean?
That's it, man.
Like we don't want money. We don't want nobody's money. Like
no,
because any money is going right into crypto. You know what I mean? And how do you feel about that? The question you asked.
I feel like, to start with, I think that we live in a physical world that's governed by spiritual laws. Right. And when it comes to finances, I do believe that there's universal laws to follow by also. I believe in the law of reaping and sowing.
Absolutely.
You know
absolutely.
what I mean? Sowing and reaping. So I do believe that wealth and finances, somehow believe that when our spirit's in the right place, when our gratitude's in the right place, I feel like the mental clarity comes in line on what to do with your finances, right, and where to go. And I do believe in a portion of it having to go to some type of charity, some type of giving back. And it's crazy. I think I shared this with you before. I was painting a client's house, and he wasn't a Christian or anything like that. And he told me, he said, Chris, if you want to be wealthy, he said, give 10% of everything you make away. I don't even know if he knew that was a biblical practice. You feel me? And I'm literally painting this $5 million house that he owns.
Jeez.
And that was his one nugget for me.
And on this, it's like when you invest, it gives you so much, like, it gives you a higher percentage of like your actual prayers being answered when you're saying, God bless my finances. Because if you don't have income, or you're just at one job with no, you got maybe a wait every year for a raise, right? It's like, how much more can your finances get blessed, right? But when you're like an entrepreneur, you're doing deals, you have different side jobs, stuff like that, and then you're investing. Wow, you just really upped your percentages of being able to actually get those blessings, those prayers being answered.
And that's one thing too. I think that one of the biggest lies that a lot of people believe is, or say to themselves, is I'll give back or I'll invest when I have the money. You know what I'm saying? And that even goes back to the one biblical story with, I believe it was Elijah, where he went to the lady. She didn't have nothing but a tiny portion. He said, no, just give me that portion.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And what happened? All her vases got filled and overflowed.
Bro, but even what I was telling you, right, 2024 was hard for a lot of people. And I'm not ashamed to say that 2024 was a rough year. But I remember, like, in the summer, it was like an awareness that just took place where I'm like, I just got in love with seeing my account grow the more I put in it. Right. But then I lost a lot of money trading options, and then, like, the market came down, and I was just like, dang, a little depressed. And then, like, in the last 3 months, bro, I don't know. It didn't make sense how it just turned so fast on the up. And it wasn't nothing different or a different amount of money like coming in per se. It was just like I don't know, things just leveled out in a weird way.
Right.
Like, it was just really weird. And then just the place where I'm at now, like understanding to take profits off the top, you know what I'm saying? That really was a game changer, because now it's okay. Every time I take profits, let me focus on getting my credit right. So that way I can start to invest in real estate as well, because that's definitely going to be a thing we'll do together as a realtor and as a contractor. Why not? But just that awareness, bro, is, I think, what's really important. Being cognizant of where you're at right now, and what God is doing and what he's done and what you want him to do, more or less, because you give based on what you want him to do. You invest because of what you want him to do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Gee,
Absolutely. Yeah.
you know, but yeah, bro, I really think spirituality, and that could get a little bit of a gray area for people because of maybe doctrinally, maybe they believe in something different, and that's why I don't even think we'll go here on, maybe sometimes have some conversations on that, but more of the way we talk already. Not, this is what the Bible says on Genesis 1. But I think I met a lot of people, and just put it like this. The Bible is one of the best selling books of all time. More Bibles sold than any other book in this world. And it's verified by a lot of different, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like archaeology,
Exactly.
historians, stuff like that. Yeah.
So it's a great foundation to pull wisdom from, of course. And a lot of the stories that we will talk about probably are going to be pulled from there. But yeah, man, let's go. Let's go.
Absolutely, man.
If you had any advice for our audience for the new year, going into 2025, what would it be?
Build your spirit, man, and learn about stillness and quietness. Honestly, man, because there's so much in this world, bro. Even with all of this, even with the crypto, the stocks, and social media, and politics, and all these things that are, you know, and everything that's going on across the world too, the wars that are taking place, everything can get so loud, man.
Right.
We were just talking about this the other day, that it's very rare that we find ourselves in a genuine, quiet place where we're not being distracted by anything.
Right.
And I don't think that's a place for us to stay, but I do think that's a place for us.
It's important to reset.
Exactly.
It's like a dopamine reset.
Yep.
Just like why fasting is so important.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You fast for your body to reset, digestive system to reset, your mind to reset, to get more clear, right? There's things that we do and they're for a reason. And if I had any advice for the audience, it would be just learn how to reset, learn how to find yourself, but most of all, find yourself. Right? You don't have to know exactly what you want right away, but you need to learn and you need to develop a list of things you don't want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And to really start taking responsibility and accountability for your life and where you're at, because your life and where you're at today, whether you like it or not, is because of you. And until you take full responsibility, because it wasn't their fault, it wasn't your parents' fault, you got fired, it was their fault, you got to take everything and put the finger back at yourself. And even if it wasn't your fault why you got fired, there's a lesson in that. You know, God is in that, you know. And I got fired last year going into the new year, and I was devastated, bro. I was broken. I was like, and I look back and I give myself grace for that. And I just thank God for that. Because if not, I would have burnt out anyway. And sometimes we get exactly what we're asking for. We just don't like the timing of it, and we get mad that we asked for it. I used to talk about how I can't work for this guy anymore anyway. He's taking advantage of me. He's not fair. He doesn't have my best interests, and they let me go anyways. So it's like God heard. And yeah, that would be my advice. It's the best advice anyone could ever receive. Honestly, is like, just take responsibility.
Right. And I feel you 100%, because I think, honestly, like, when you're able to take responsibility, then you're able to truly grow.
I don't know if you remember the book I shared with you. It's called I Am, I Create. And in that book, it says, you look at your life as a masterpiece, right? And you look at every situation that you created, and you take ownership of that situation, and you say, I created that. And if you don't like the outcome of that situation, you created it, just create something else. And our life is a constant creation. And sometimes we don't know how to transition like that. Oh, I just create something else. And we get stuck at that place of brokenness, that place of pain, that place of depression. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But once you can take ownership of that, you can use the lessons that you've learned, the context
Exactly.
to create something new, but to create something that you actually like this time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the cool part. Honestly, it's like when you take the accountability, I feel like that's when it turns into that lesson. Okay, you know what? That was my fault. I'm not going to do that again. You know, hopefully.
Yeah. Sometimes deliverance, right, is a process, right? Sometimes vices aren't as easy to let go of, but that's another story. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But it does coincide because if you can't take responsibility for those things either, like you're never going to change them, you know, in some senses. And man, I'm really glad you're in the studio today. I'm glad we went ahead, we made our channel, and I'm so excited, bro.
We did it.
You're the last person I would have thought to actually, like, because you always give me so many excuses and objections. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna put you on blast. And it's and like this whole thing, I always put the ball back in your court today. And you fell through with this. Like, you were on it. And I'm like, I just want to say I'm proud of you, bro, because you have so much to offer to the world. And this isn't about the result, it's about the journey. We, of course, hope for the best, and I know what I'm doing behind the scenes with this stuff. At the end of the day, it's up to the audience to decide. And we really hope you guys got some value out of this video. We really hope that going into 2020 that you can be encouraged and motivated, and that you can also take advantage of this bull run.
100%.
And we'll see y'all on the moon with Elon.
To the moon, baby. Bust out the spacesuits.
So listen, I think that's it for today. A little bit at a time, but
good introduction, man.
Listen,
on who we are.
Exactly.
Like
what we're about.
Right.
Some context of what to expect for upcoming episodes. Right. Like we said, be so kind, hit the notification bell, smash that like button, and stay tuned for some more fire content. And before we end out, we're going to end out like in a theme song real quick. You know what I mean? We're going to turn the volume up on that thing.
Let's do it.
Oh, it wasn't this one.
We're still working.